Hi friends, it's Ashley and welcome back to my kitchen. In today's video, I am making and canning classic yellow mustard, hopefully enough to last us a year or at least half a year. I want to know exactly what is in as much of our food as possible, and this is just one thing that I can make and know what's in it. I also am reducing my plastic use by canning this, so the mustard isn't touching plastic. I reuse the jars, rings, and the lids too, even if not for canning. I purchased a pound of yellow mustard powder, which is the ground yellow mustard seeds, and it came out to be 8 times the recipe I'm using. I use 3/4 of a measuring spoon, 3/4 of a cup to measure the mustard powder, as the recipe uses 3/4 of a cup per recipe. Then I measured out the other ingredients. I'll put the recipe in the description box if you want to give this a try. The other ingredients were salt, turmeric powder, garlic powder, and paprika. Then I mixed them all with a whisk, which is a great way to incorporate dry ingredients no matter what you're making. Now here is where I've done some experimenting. I learned that the temperature of the water you add at this point makes a difference for the end product. A week ago, I did a side-by-side test and added hot water to one batch and some cool water to the other, and it does make it much more mild and incredibly smooth to add hot water at this point. It's something about the chemical reaction that makes it more zippy and bitter when cool or cold water is added. After adding the water, I gave this all a really good stir and set it aside for several hours. While it was sitting, I tried to get everything ready to set up for canning. After the mixture set for a while, I added it to a non-reactive pot and added the vinegar. At this point, the vinegar sets the flavor profiles quite a bit. As the mustard sits on the shelf or in the fridge if you aren't canning it, the flavor does mellow and change a little bit, but for the most part, when the vinegar is added, quite a bit of the flavor profile sets. I brought the mixture to a boil and reduced it. As you could see how thin it was. I kept a close eye because it would start to thicken more on the bottom and the sides. So once that was thoroughly stirred in, it was much better. And it was okay to bring to a boil for a little bit longer before it needed to be stirred again. Once I liked the consistency, I got the jars ready to can. I have lots of videos where I talk more in depth about canning, and I can link some of those if you want to hear me talk about more about the process. But there's also lots of other great tutorials for canning here on YouTube. For this recipe, I did 1/4 inch headspace. I canned in these 1/2 pint jars. I processed them for 15 minutes. This could definitely be canned in pint jars as well, but I wanted to go with the 1/2 pints. After wiping the rims clean, I put on regular mouth lids and tighten the rings to fingertip tight. After the processing, I set them on the counter to cool overnight, and the next day took the rings off, and now they are ready to be stored on the shelf. These jars will easily last 12 to 18 months in our cool, dark basement. I am super excited to have this mustard for our family canned and ready to use. Because it isn't garden season right now, this is such a great time of year to finish projects like this that don't require fresh produce. I don't have all of the garden tasks or anything like that to worry about. Please leave a comment if you've started making or canning your own condiments or sauces, or just say hi. I decided to do this video with just talking over the process, so let me know if you like this better than the way I normally do my videos or not. I would love to hear your feedback. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you soon.